Welcome back. Now we'll be discussing quadrilaterals. You remember we said four-sided figures. The green figures here, our second row, quadrilaterals. We must be knowing now you can break all the angles down and join them around the point. But all those angles, when you add them, they should give you 360. We'll be dealing with quadrilaterals. Let's see what kind of questions. Look at what we'll be discussing and try and... How many sides is this figure? 4 sides. How many angles? 4 angles. When you add them, what do you get? How many sides is a ABCD figure? 4-sided figure. How many angles? 4 angles. Are those angles equal? What do you think that could be the kind of quadrilateral? Is it a rectangle? Could it be a rectangle or something? Right? How many angles? Same. What do? You add them. What do you get? How many sides? 4 sides. What kind of figure? Quadrilateral. How many sides? 4 sides. Quadrilateral. Right, let's start working now. Let's start working. You must have seen, remember your language must come to the picture. Remember your language, what do you know? 4-sided figure. What about a 4-sided figure? What happens to it? What do we know? What can we get from a 4-sided figure? What do we know about a 4-sided figure? Rectangle 90, 90, 90, 90, 4 of them, they give you 360. You still remember? Right, now we're saying, okay, if that's the case, what kind of figure is in front of you? Quadrilateral. Why? 4 sides. How many sides? 4. Therefore, it's a quadrilateral. Then what do you know about the angles of a quadrilateral? When you add them, they give you 360. Therefore, x plus 5 degrees plus x plus 5 degrees plus x plus 5 degrees plus x plus 5 degrees. When you add all of them, they'll give you 360 sum of angles of a quadrilateral. Therefore, how many x's do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. 4 by x, which is 4x. How many 5's do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them, what do we get? 20 degrees equals to 360 degrees. So if these angles are equal, do you think it's a rectangle or what? We'll see. And what is a rectangle again? All angles should be equal, and it should be equal to, we'll see from this one. Again, dealing with your equations, we are interested in an x, therefore we are reducing any other thing that is not related to x. Remember. Then what? We are interested in an x, therefore we multiply both sides with an inverse. And of course, your x is 90 degrees. Therefore, you're right, it is a rectangle. 4-sided figure, and if all angles equals, there's something that is not right here. Let's see. There's something not right here. Yeah, I think there's something not right here. That x, maybe the 5 degrees is there by mistake. Because if x is 90, 90 plus 5, 95, 95, 95, which is going to be more than 360. More than 360. Right, but let's see, did we do everything correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we did everything correct. And then 5's 1, 2. Okay, it's my mistake, because here, yeah, sometimes when you are very excited, you get things right, you get excited, and you make a mistake that I've just made, which is 4x plus 20 degrees equals to 360. We must take 21st to the right. 4x, which is equals to 340 degrees, right? Then multiply. Now it makes sense. Both sides by an inverse. Both sides by an inverse. Therefore, your x would be 4 into 4 ones, 4 into 34, 8, 32, and then into 25, which is 85 degrees. That makes sense now because you can say, okay, 85 degrees plus 5 degrees equals to 90 degrees. Yeah, sometimes excitement, you find out ultimately you've lost your head because you get too excited. Sometimes you make such silly mistake, unnecessary. So it means what must always be focused and careful. You get too excited that things are getting easier now. So the same thing can happen to you, therefore careful. Again, it's a practice you're doing over and over and over again. Remember, all angles of a quadrilateral should give you 360. Adding all angles of a quadrilateral should give you 360. Therefore, 68 degrees plus 128 degrees plus 108 degrees plus 2x should give you 360. We all know sum of angles of a quadrilateral should give you 360. Therefore, 68 plus 128, that's 198, let's see, 196, 16, 196 degrees plus 108 degrees plus 2x equals to 360. 8 plus 6, 14, plus 1, 10, plus 1, 304 degrees, plus 2x equals to 360 degrees. Therefore, 2x equals to 360 degrees minus 304. Then what is your 2x equals to? 10 minus 4 is a 6. 5 minus 0 is a 5. Therefore, x equals to 56. 2x equals to 56. Your inverse again, both sides. Therefore, your x will be 28 degrees. Over and over and over again. Notice you are solving the equation, you are using mathematics, you are using your math properties, you are telling us what is in front of you. Same question. Four-sided figure, 4 angles. Therefore, x degrees plus 106 degrees plus 67 degrees plus 131 degrees equals to 360. When you add all angles of a triangle, they give you 360. X plus 6 plus 7, 13, 7, 1 degrees plus 131 degrees equals to 360 degrees. X degrees plus 4, 10, 3, which is equals to 360 degrees, and x is equals to 56 degrees. 56 degrees. So that's what you do as well. Do more questions so that you understand the reasoning, the calculation, your algebraic expression, unlike and unlike terms, over and over again. In other words, you are preparing yourself. How do I approach the question? What is this? Four-sided figure. Four-sided figure, 4 angles. What about 4 angles? When you add all of them, they should give you how much? Correct, 360. Because sum of angles, all angles of a quadrilateral is 360. 1x and 2 axes, there are 3 of them. 80 plus 70 is your 150 equals to 360. Okay, 3x equals to 210. Is it 210? 210 degrees. Your inverse of a 3 is 1 over 3. What do you do on the left? You do on the right, which is 70 degrees. 70 degrees. Same. I'm giving you an approach. How are you going to remember? But remember, you need to know your language. Remember, you need to know your language. So I'm giving an approach. How do we do these questions? Any questions? What do you have? What do you understand mathematically? Is this a four-sided figure? Yes. Therefore, it's a quadrilateral 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you know about four-sided figure? It has got 4 angles. What about them? When you add them, give you total of 360. Remember, okay, that's 150. Remember, we are doing our equation. We are busy revising our equations. We have done equations after equation after equation. Therefore, you must be more than enough practicing of equations. More than enough. Okay? Your like terms again, 3x plus 8x. 3x plus 8x is 11x plus 2x, 13x. 3x plus 8x, 11x plus 2x is 13x. Okay? Minus 5 and minus 15 is minus 20. Plus 90 is 70 degrees. Are we right? We said minus 5 and minus 15 is minus 20. Plus 90 is 70 degrees. Plus that 4 degrees equals to 260. 13x plus 74 degrees equals to 360. Therefore, doing this question over and over, you are revising your equations, you are revising your like terms, you are applying your knowledge of mathematics, which makes life easier. 13x, 360 minus 74, 10 minus 4 is a 6, 15 is an 8, and then it's a 2, 286 degrees. 286, 10, 16, 3. Then our inverse, don't forget our inverse, don't forget. We were interested in x, therefore we multiply by inverse both sides. Right? How many 13s in 28? 2 of them. Make 26, and you're left with 2, and then 26, another 2. Therefore, x is 22 degrees. 22 degrees. Quadrilaterals. I hope and I think we have done more than enough on quadrilaterals. We have done more than enough on quadrilaterals now. Let's look at the combinations. In the meantime, you analyze these questions. Look at it, what we have. You have quadrilateral. What kind of quadrilateral do you have there? Look at it. Analyze. Get what we're given. Have a look at those figures. Give you a few minutes or so. Look at it. Okay, let's analyze it together. Let's analyze it together, and after this we'll make an activity. After this we'll make an activity. Let's analyze it together. You have got your quadrilateral. 3 angles. And you need another angle here, which is unknown. But now, what is the relationship of unknown? This unknown is related to this straight line. So life is easy. You are looking for x. It's within a quadrilateral, so you need 4 angles. You can have this one is 90 on a straight line. You can have this one because of a straight line. You can have this one on a straight line. Then we can talk about the one inside. Let's look at this one, x. X is outside, but what is the relationship of that x? X is vertically opposite to something. So it's equals to this one. Then we are going to use your quadrilateral to work out all the questions. Okay, this session will be a little bit longer, but now after this one, I'll give you a break to do some exercises. Okay, but let's work at this one now quickly. Like I said, the point here is, what is the approach? What is important? How are you going to approach this question? How are you going to approach? What do you have? What information? Is your information complete? 3x minus 6 is within the quadrilateral. And we cannot say exterior angle, there's no triangle here. So we need to talk about these 4 angles. But now this one we don't know. But do we really don't know? Okay, this one, what is the relationship? A straight line. Therefore, okay, that one is 110 degrees. This one is 110 degrees. Now we say, okay, 110 degrees plus your 80 degrees plus your 56 degrees plus your 3x minus 6 degrees equals to 360. When you add all angles of a quadrilateral, they give you 360. 110 plus 80, 190 degrees. 56 minus 6, 50 degrees plus 3x equals to 360. 190 plus 50 to 40 degrees plus 3x equals to 360 degrees. 3x equals to 120 degrees. Again, we are doing equations over and over and over again. You must be square now. You must be sorted with equations. You must be well grounded. Therefore, your x will be 40 degrees. You see? Remember, we are working on the approach here. How do we approach? When you've got a question, what is the approach? We are assisting you with the approach. When a question is like this, what will be my approach? When the question is like that, what will be my approach? Let's look at this one as well. Yes, we have got a quadrilateral. We are looking for this x. It's outside the quadrilateral. But how do you know about this x? That x is vertically opposite, therefore this will be x. Now we've got 2 angles. We need 4. Or straight line. Okay, the straight line. Therefore, that one will be 125. 125 degrees. On a straight line, if this is 60, that one is 120 degrees plus 75 degrees plus x. When you add all of them, they give you 360. They give you 360. Right? 245 degrees plus your 75 degrees plus your x equals to 360 degrees. Then 5 and 5 is a 10, a 12, and a 3 plus x equals to 360 degrees. Therefore, your x is equal to 360 degrees minus 320 degrees, which is equals to 40 degrees. 40 degrees. So any question you are able to. Any question you are able to. Any question you can sort out. Any question you can sort out. Even this one. That one is 90. Therefore, say, what is the relationship? X is in the quadrilateral. Therefore, I'm going to deal with quadrilateral. Therefore, x degrees is within the quadrilateral. Therefore, I must explain it within the quadrilateral. X degrees If that one is 90, this one is 90, angles on a straight line. If this one is 50, that one should be 120, angles on a straight line. If this one is 80, you should be 100, angles on a straight line. Relationship, properties, the language of maths. 210 plus 100, 310 equals to 360 degrees. Therefore, x is equal to 50 degrees. Just the relationships. That is all. That is all. Now do these questions yourself. While I'm busy doing them, after these two questions, we'll be going to parallel lines. Now, work on these two questions, analyze and work on them, and then after that, we'll come back and discuss with you.